I'm gonna prep my hair because I did wash it yesterday and my hair is, I don't know, it gets greasy like a little bit easily. I'm going to use just like a little bit of baby powder. This just gives you so much texture and it's so easy to use, like about that much, and then I tap it together. It's kind of messy. And then I just dab it on my roots all over. I always use one of these hair ties because it doesn't crease your hair, so it's amazing. I'm just gonna put it half up, half down so I can curl more specifically. All right, so now I'm gonna take this wand, just hope this works. So you wanna take a section. Here's the biggest thing with curling your hair. I equate curling your hair to doing black eyeliner. As you know, black eyeliner senses your fear. So like with this, you don't even wanna think about it. You don't wanna try too hard. So just grab a section. Now twirl it backwards. You see how I went backwards? And I'm gonna leave the end of this out. And this shit's hot, so I just leave it for a second. Take a section. Take my barrel, face it down. Now you wanna, if I ever say curl away from your face, this is what I mean. You put the barrel behind the strand and it's going away from the face. There we go. Just leave about an inch. You want to touch it, see if it's hot. And there we go. Fully cooked. Okay, I have to show you guys my baby. Look at what he just did. Literally, you are by far the cutest thing that's ever existed in the history of the universe. Mommy loves you so much. In the back, my hair gets a little flat. So before I curl, I like to just tease it a teensy bit. Just at the root, okay? I take about 1 inch chunks. So like 1 inch in all directions. And I curl backwards until I get to the back, literal back half of my head. I'm gonna hop off camera and do the other half of this side and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got the bottom half curled. Like no two sections are ever gonna be the same. So they're all different size tendrils. Like I just basically go intuitively. I pick up a strand that feels about right. You don't want the strand to be too long, like up and down. And you don't want it to be too wide. So I pick up the strand, I pull it out. If any loose hairs like fall out of it, I don't try to force those hairs in. I just like let them fall. I curl that piece and then I go back and take the smaller pieces that fell out and go back and curl those pieces as well. So they're always different sizes, different shapes, not different shapes, different sizes. As you can see, they're all pretty much the same shape. I don't even have to look, I already know. Because they're all different sizes and thicknesses, some of the thicker tendrils, like I have to keep waiting and touching the hair to see, okay, is it hot enough yet? Is it hot enough yet? But anyways. Okay, so now I'm gonna let these like sit like this. Like I'm not gonna brush them out yet because I want them to kind of hold in that position. So I'm gonna let my hair down, the top part, brush it out. I always, whether I want to part my hair in the center or not, I'm still going to curl my hair with the center part. So I have a colic right here, so I always take that section and just tease it a little bit, and it just makes the colic more manageable. I'll grab like a chunk here, this section, and I like to very loosely do this. And I try to get, you know, I'm not going to wrap this one very tight. I'm not going to leave it as long as I would some of the other ones because I really want it to be loose. Now, if you ever have an issue like with it looking wacky like it just did, you twirl it in the direction that it's curling and pull it down. And it just makes it look really even. So now, obviously, this is the next chunk. I'm just going to pick that chunk up. You never want the top to have like too much curl. So then I just take the next strand that just kind of looks like it would be next, and I loosely hold it like this, and then as it gets closer to the bottom, you see like this, now I want it to get closer to the root So I'm going to twist the barrel from the top and get as close to the root as possible, but I'm not going to hold it tight. And like I said, always leave about a 1-inch strand in your finger. Now this type of wand is like the most dangerous to curl on. Like, you will get burnt, I promise. You can wear gloves, but to be honest, I've been doing this for so long, and I used the gloves at first and just was not my vibe. It didn't actually prevent me from getting burnt because I was wearing the gloves and then I was just like burning my arms because I felt weird with gloves on. So, okay, so the hardest part is done. So after you've got your everything curled, as you can see, I'm definitely not leaving it like this. This is not a beachy natural look, but this is the foundation of it. And then I go through and there's like bound to be pieces that are straight, like this, for example, like little tiny pieces you've missed and you want to just go over them. Obviously these really skinny pieces you shouldn't leave on the curling iron long. They curl very quickly. The reason why you want to leave the curls like this after you curl them is because you want the curl to set in place as long as possible. Obviously when it's hot, you've molded it into a shape. Now when it cools, it's just going to hold the curl better, longer. I like when I do this, it takes a lot of effort and I like it to last for days. So the first thing I do now that I've tweaked it, gone through, I just start to comb out a little bit underneath. I'm not like going through, I kind of brush it back and then flick it out. Okay, like this. Now I'm going to also go on the crown of my head and do the same thing. Okay, and now you see how it's getting like a little bit beachier, a little bit wavier. Now I'm going to flip upside down and I'm going to curl, and I'm going to use my brush to just lightly kind of go through the curls underneath. We're almost done. So as you can see, it's like way beachier. It's a little bit tight, but after a few days, you'll see it'll fall. I like to then just go through and just kind of final look. So I'll show you a huge flaw over here that we're gonna fix. You see this? How fucking ugly that is? That big curl up here and then nothing down here. So I'm just gonna take this section and we're gonna try again. I'm just taking this section. You see how uneven the curl is? So that should help a lot. And then, let's see. And this over here too looks a little bit awkward. So I'm going to take just a chunk out of the middle of that. As you can see, very awkward. So now that's better. I'm going to take like a few different random strands that look a little weird and redo them. That looks pretty good. I'm just going to look in the back. Okay, so now that we've got the awkward pieces curled, I'm just going to go through again. So the first day that you do your hair like this, the first day, it's always going to be, like I said, a little bit more wound up, a little bit more styled looking. I feel like it's like day 2, day 3 where it starts to really like drop. At night, I use this and I put my hair on top of my head. So I pull all my hair up, which I'm not going to do now, and put it on a ponytail at the top of my head. So then this part kind of flattens out and all the curls kind of drop, and I feel like day 2 is almost the best. Usually the next day and the day after I'll just have to continue to go in with baby shampoo or baby powder. But in general, this is the final look, guys. I feel like I have hair on my face. I hate that shit. I do take some hairspray and put them on the roots. It's all about that root boost. This is it, and I'll link this tool below. I think they revised it. I feel like I couldn't find this yesterday when I was searching online for it, but I will link this tool below. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments.